There, okay. Fred Bransel.
Yes, and I directed the Peace Corps pilot project in St. Lucia in the Caribbean.
I went to St. Lucia in...
What's your name?
Melinda Cotter. I live in Sawgrass at Ponte Vedra. I was in the first group to go overseas in 1961. We trained in August and we went overseas. We went to our country in like the middle of September of that year. So it was a very happy time. President Kennedy was our president then, and we did get to see him before we left. We went to the White House, and he came out and shook hands with us, so it was quite a treat. I met my husband. He worked for the State Department, and he came to St. Lucia to check on us, so see what it was all about. We had a housekeeper who was St. Lucian, and we took turns with the meals on Sunday. So she was helping, and she made Jell-O, and she would put a lot of Jell-O, a lot of water in it if there was a lot of people. I said, "That's not how you're supposed to do it." She says, "You know for Americans, I know for St. Lucia." So I always thought that was a very good lesson in what we were supposed to be doing there.
My name is Gail Linkletter. I was a volunteer on St. Lucia in the Eastern Caribbean, and I was there from 1975 to 79. I liked it so much I ended up staying 2 extra years. I taught French in a small village, a small fishing village that was rather remote, and the kids that I taught were forms 1, 2, and 3, and I had 3 little kids who are my absolute favorites. Most Peace Corps volunteers had their kids. Mine were Antonius, his little sister Rita, and Tika, and they were my good buddies. And Antonius was such a smart kid, and he read all the time. And my dad used to send magazines down from Connecticut, where I grew up, and among them he would send me the New Yorker. And every time the magazines came, Antonius would be poring over the New Yorker. And here he is, this little 12-year-old kid in a tiny fishing village, and I'd be, "Antonius, do you really like it?" He goes, "Oh yes, miss." And I'd say, "Well, what do you like the best?" Thinking maybe the cartoons. And he thought a minute and he said, "Oh no, miss, I like profiles the best," which is a long piece. I mean, I didn't even read them all. I kind of skipped through them. So I just love that. And those kids were really the heart of my experience. And I've been back 3 times, and I've seen them 3 times since.
My name is Barbara Gronke. I served in the Eastern Caribbean in St. Lucia from 1976 to 78, and in St. Kitts from 75 to 76. I lived in the town of Castries, or in the city of Castries in St. Lucia, and my job was a fisheries biologist. And my fondest memory of the place that I live was just the friendly people, the beautiful countryside, and the beautiful blue Caribbean.
I'm Bob Gronke. I served in Eastern Caribbean in St. Lucia. We were in the fisheries ministry, and we lived in Castries. Our main job when we first got there was unfinanced, no budget, a brand new department in the ministry, and we had to do everything by hand, walking with our machetes and clearing the fish ponds. We were supposed to go around the island and set up a statistic program for what the fishermen were bringing in seasonally and all, and we ended up finding out a lot of information from them, learning the local fishermen, and learning how they went out in their canoes way out in the oceans to catch the fish. It was quite interesting and educational for us, and we helped get them a freezer plant from Canada.